Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Marvel Rivals Season 3 high-level ranked game. And today, I had to jump on this because we have, on the same team together, 100 Thieves Terror, going by the name 100 Thieves Terraria in this case, Pokey from Patapim, and Sypeh, playing in from the side of virtus.pro. Why would I not go for this? We also have Coluge, we have SparkChief, we have Moxie, we have some of the highest level players in this game. And we're heading to Beard into T'Challa. We're starting off Human Torch and Wolverine. He, with a little bit of bad on the torch, is still one of the best damage dealers in the game right now, and has that weird team up with the Spider-Man for a little bit of extra burst for Spider-Man, and the Wolverine has a lifesteal now, which makes it so difficult to deal with. As a player who mostly fills, aka almost entirely plays tank because literally no one else wants to play it, Wolverine is miserable to play into right now. It's just percentage damage plus lifesteal, impossible to deal with, resilient, relentless, so hard to get rid of. No second bad on the side of red team here as we're heading on in to our domination game of Beard into T'Challa, and it looks like Terra is going to be the one locking in onto that Phoenix. Pokey sticking with their more standard Psylocke here. And Sypeh playing the Loki. On the other side, we're looking at a double strategist lineup, but with Ultron. Always a little bit riskier, but it seems they're making up for it with a little bit of extra beef in the front line. Let's talk about it once we've introduced our players. Ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side, in the blue trunks, it is going to be 100 Thieves Terror playing the Phoenix. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. We have BOLBOL playing the Lunar Snow. Moxie is on the Captain America. Pokey will be bringing out the Psylocke. Sypeh will be bringing in the Loki, and we have ajpeps on the Magneto. And on the right-hand side, in the red trunks, we have LFT Lucas. He's LFT gang. We have Paranoia playing the Phoenix. Coluge is on the Magneto. SparkChief playing Captain America. The T-Rex. Oh, I get it. The T-Rex is playing the Lunar Snow. And NoraFawn will be bringing in the Mr. Fantastic. So they're running the Ultron as their second strategist here, which of course has less healing output than a lot of other strategists, but does have a solid amount of damage output. So they're making the most out of that by playing a beefier frontline, a team that needs a little bit less healing by going for a little bit extra tankiness in the form of this Mr. Fantastic as a sort of pseudo third Vanguard here. For now, though, they are going to get zoned out as we're seeing Terra on an absolute tear in a tight-knit hallway, just sparking everyone here. They're all grouped up, they're all exploding, and it's an absolute massacre. Pokey's going to be getting all the pickups, but that is a huge elimination spree coming in. Keeping the pressure onto Coluge playing the Magneto, character that just somehow made it through this recent patch with no changes despite being one of the most picked characters along with Emma Frost. Loki also up there, Cloak and Dagger, Lunar Snow, a lot of those big high picks already into this game. The flank coming in from Terra gets taken out by Paranoia on the flank. Nova going to be pushing it a little bit deeper, trying to deal with this Captain America, pulling them back, but the Liberty Rush will get them out of danger, forcing out the fate of both worlds. Even without their full team group together, they're going to commit to this with the counter from the T-Rex. Paranoia with the blow-up from the Fire Endsong Inferno there. Terra realizing, yeah, maybe I don't run back in. My team is all completely eliminated. And that's going to be the flip coming in from red team. 53% for blue team, 7 for red team. Terra once again just trying to pile on the pressure. Zone Coluge out a bit, takes a little bit of damage. SparkChief on this Mr. Captain America here for a little bit of zoning potential of their own. Moxie opening up the entranceway as they dive on into the backline with the Freedom Charge, which gives, of course, that bonus health every second to everyone who runs through that path left behind on their own team. SparkChief will be mirroring it here. Here comes the clone from Sypeh onto Lunar Snow so they can get the fate of both worlds in. Lucas going to be doing the exact same thing as in comes Endsong Inferno to take out the bonus health onto the backline, which is enough to try and burn through, but there's still all sustained together. Lucas keeping the team topped up. Media M from Peps trying to find him, but finds nothing. Lucas will finally get taken down. In the meantime, Nora is in the inflated form, maximizing damage output to try and sustain onto the point and keep the control in favor of their team. But they're getting locked down. They'll delay as long as they can, but they will get taken out. That's going to be a flip over to the side of blue team. 63 to 55 right now. But blue team in control are going to try and push on in. Keep the pressure onto the backline. Nora has the Brainiac bounce. Currently the only ultimate that is charged, but we're almost there with Fate of Both Worlds. We almost have the Meteor M and Endsong Inferno about to be charged up. On the side of blue team, 75% onto the Freedom Charge is the closest we have to being charged up. A little bit of pressure onto the back line, but no hyper commitment yet. Going to the cap duel, won't go too far. Here comes the Brainiac bounce. Loki floats to try and buy time, but that's just going to stack up these bounces and allow the Miss Fantastic to just keep going. Takes out BOLBOL, Sypeh, and ajpeps. All going to be eliminated off the board as this is full control. Moxie is going to try and buy time to take this at least to the 99% as the flip comes in on 97. These teams flipping back and forth here. Terra forced to go for the teleport to get out of danger. Trying to get the extra damage, trying to keep the pressure onto the cap. Not enough for the finishing blow. You can see that also, thanks to those sparks, that they get a little bit of self-healing. Freedom Charge from SparkChief, opening up for their friends, trying to get onto Pokey, who's just on the run right now, playing back in their team. Dancing in and out of the threats. To get onto the point, to flip that, to allow the overtime, which they will do. BOLBOL with the Fate of Both Worlds, but Terra has already been taken down. Here comes the T-Rex for that extra bonus time to give them the opportunity. Paranoia! Endsong Inferno is going to spread the sparks, takes out the Loki clones for the counter here. Trying to get onto Pokey for the initial blow-up so that they can take them out and remove all the damage output before Terra can make their way back to the point of Terra. Swap to the Doctor Strange. Losing their ultimate just to make sure they reach the point in time. Lucas picked off with the Meteor M as Nora is giving as much sustain as they can, but their team is starting to drop down. And Dance of the Butterfly shut down completely. Meteor M to try and finish off the Captain America, but they're completely surrounded right now. Still going to get the pickup, but Coluge is giving everything they can right now to buy any extra seconds. SparkChief drops low. SparkChief finished off. Lucas, Portal to keep overtime going. They're refusing to let this go down. Pokey's on their way back to the team. Terra holding the front line right now. Body blocking to try and prevent anyone else from touching onto the point. Overtime ticking down, and they are trying to touch it here. Coluge coming in with the thing. Ayamoto comes on out, charged up by Terra, and that might be enough to hold the line as the thing is melted. SparkChief is underneath, and that's going to be point number 1 going over the blue team. Nicely done. Swapping over to that Doctor Strange for that final reinforcement in order to get the fight continuing. Swapping back over to the Phoenix now. Mirror attempt from Lucas onto the Strange of their own to try and make sure that they had a contest, but they just weren't able to sustain in time. Coluge on the thing for maximum rollout speed, but they were just focused onto too aggressively here. And Lucas moves back over to the Loki. Back to a similar composition to what they were. I don't think they were on Loki last time. Might be. No, they were on Loki last time because they were getting the clones. Paranoia going to be moving over to a Namor. Interesting. Now, of course, this does mean that the squids will get completely blown up by the Endsong Inferno from Phoenix, but it's going to give them a little bit more protection from Moxie and Pokey as they dive the backline by making it so that they take a little bit of health damage as they roll on out. So, pressure's on Paranoia to get this damage output to set up for the rest of their team, setting up the squids, drop in the Monstros. Small buff over to Namor in the recent patch. They have a quick projectile speed boost onto their main attacks, which is making their damage output a little bit easier to aim, a little bit more consistent. Not landed the bonus damage there, but they'll keep the pressure on. SparkChief on the Hulk now instead of the Captain America, keeping the pressure on. Lockdown, indestructible guard for a little bit of extra sustain. Fate of both worlds coming out from BOLBOL and the T-Rex. Both are going to try and sustain it. Endsong Inferno to blow through those shields and to dodge the Horde of Proteus here, which will buy them the extra time as Nora goes into that inflated form to buy any extra second that they can. AJ with the Meteor M, not enough for the blow up, but it's a big chunk of damage onto them, Mr. Fantastic, where they have to burn the second Fate of both worlds in order to sustain through this, thanks to Lucas. Sypeh going to be doing the exact same thing with their own Fate of both worlds to buy any extra seconds. Paranoia taken down. BOLBOL goes down to Coluge, who's once again being a one-man army to try and buy any protection for their team. But that dance of the butterfly from Pokey is enough to melt on through, down into Banner, and SparkChief will be taken out. Blue team take control. First control we've seen off this round. That was a long first fight there. Going to position themselves a little bit more defensively here. Up on the high ground, I'm going to try and just hold the doorway. I'd rather ping from a distance here. Lovely shots. With the Soldier coming out from Nora, moving off of the Mr. Fantastic Coluge. Media M, Sypeh going to be blocking that. Still taking a fair amount of damage. Endsong Inferno once again takes out Lucas. Terror from above, utilizing the map as cover. Will get melted by Paranoia though, who is just being attacked from every angle, but is dropping this Namor in the exact way you want to be doing it, as a defensive tool. If your opponents are going to dive, you make them pay for it. They take damage. This is why I'm amazed we don't see more Namor in at least the lower rank plays. AJ. Meteor M locked on out here. The fate of both worlds into the Horde of Proteus. A little bit of damage boost even was slipped in there for just a second, but sticking with the healing at least for the moment. Sypeh mirroring with the God of Mischief for at least a little turnaround as the Kraken impact for a first initial attempt and a reset, but finds absolutely nothing. Moxie with the Freedom Charge pushing on in, gets frozen out, but is still in the backline, causing a little bit of extra pressure. The Hulk Smash to try and zone out the rest of the team. Terra's building up and is currently just uncontested, just pinging away from above. It's a Hiscat character, so Paranoia absolutely Dungeon Rings. Didn't even need the Phoenix for that. Hulk down into puny Banner form, and this is going to be a 100. Coluge tries some no portal available, already portaling in from earlier. That's going to be a 2-0. And Blue team will take that series. Convincing round. Very nicely done. Loki takes the MVP. Sypeh with 27k healing, easily out-healing their own teammates and Lucas on the opposing Loki. 26k though for the T-Rex, doing a fantastic job keeping the team topped up here. Pokey with 12 final hits. 20 KOs total, only getting taken out twice. Was just always on the flank. Damage output, though, we are seeing that this Phoenix is doing very good against grouped up enemies. 20k damage, and of course, was able to wipe out a lot of Loki clones, able to take out a little bit of those squids sometimes, and burst through the shields on the Lunar Snows. Did a fantastic job there. Top damage blocked. Very close between the teams, but it is going to be ajpeps, 28k damage blocked, only getting taken out twice. Coluge, 25k, second highest amount of damage blocked, but also was able to get 5 final hits, 15k damage, a little bit more than AJ. Also got taken out 8 times, though. They were left alone so many times just because their team was being taken out so quickly. But that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed. Little preview, hopefully, for the mid-season with both Pokey and Terra both going to be making their way to those mid-season finals. Very cool to see. I'm excited for that. That's going to be so much fun. Make sure to tune in to Marvel Rivals on Twitch this coming month, this coming August. Make sure you have some time available to see the games, because it's going to be good. In the meantime, reminder that if you enjoy these videos, like, comment, and subscribe to help boost them in the algorithm. Share them with someone you think will like them. If you have a replay and you want to share it, then send it in. Leave it in the comments and I will try to cover it. And also, if you want to support the operating costs for this channel and, you know, get your name shouted out, get behind the scenes for LAN, hopefully, assuming I'm going to be okay filming a load of stuff, I'm going to ask permission, of course, then you can become a member like these wonderful people by hitting that join button. Odium, Arso, Doki Poki, and our longest running members, basically since I turned memberships on. Big shout out to John. 5 months they have been a member, massively helping out the channel and helping me continue to make this content for you all. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've all enjoyed. I have been Tetcher. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.